Save me, please. Caleb turned. A woman lay half buried in the snow, her eyes wide with terror. Not fear of death, fear of who was coming. She clutched his sleeve. Don't let them find me. Caleb scanned the empty wilderness. Nothing. But the silence felt wrong, like someone was already watching. Caleb Ward wasn't the kind of man who saved strangers. Not anymore. Out here, miles from the nearest town, his ranch sat in silence. Just him, his horses, and ghosts he refused to remember. Once, he had a family. Once, he believed in helping people. But loss had a way of turning warmth into stone. So when he saw her lying in the snow, he should have kept riding. He knew that. He told himself that. Yet, something in her voice, fragile, desperate, cut through him. And against his better judgment, he chose to stop. That choice would cost him everything. She was barely alive. Skin ice cold, clothes torn, blood frozen at the edges. Caleb carried her inside, laid her near the fire, wrapped her in blankets. Hours passed. Then she gasped, eyes snapping open, dark, sharp, terrified. She tried to sit up, panicking. Where am I? Safe, Caleb said, calm but distant. Her breathing didn't slow. No, no, I can't stay. They'll. Her voice broke. And, for the first time, Caleb saw something deeper than fear. Guilt. What's your name? He asked. A pause. Lin Yu. She hesitated before saying it, like it wasn't the truth. Days passed. Lin Yue healed, but she never relaxed. She watched the windows, flinched at every sound, kept asking the same question. Does anyone come out here? Caleb's answer was always the same. No one. But something about her didn't sit right. She spoke English well but carefully, like she was choosing every word. And one night, Caleb noticed it. A mark on her wrist. A faint symbol. Not random. Not accidental. He'd seen something like it before. Years ago. On a man who wasn't just a traveler, but a smuggler. Caleb said nothing. But that night, he locked his door. It started with a simple mistake. Lin Yue dropped a metal box from her coat. It popped open. Inside, stacks of documents. Passports. Different names. Different faces. Caleb stared. You want to explain this? Lin Yue froze. Her mask slipped. And for the first time, the truth leaked through. I didn't steal them, she said quickly. I was trying to stop them. Stop who? Silence. Then, they don't just smuggle people. Her voice trembled. They erase them. Caleb felt something shift. Because this wasn't just a lost woman anymore. This was something bigger. Something dangerous. Lin Yu finally broke. They took my husband, she whispered. Caleb said nothing. They said they'd give him work, a new life, but it was a lie. Her hands shook. I followed them, found where they keep people, change their identities, sell them like they're nothing. R. Her voice cracked. I tried to expose them. And? Caleb asked. They found me first. Silence filled the room. The fire cracked. Outside, the storm howled again. They're looking for me, she said softly. Caleb leaned back, exhaled slowly. You should have told me that before I brought you in. I know. Why didn't you? Lin Yue looked at him. Because if you knew, you wouldn't have saved me. Caleb didn't respond. But deep down, he knew she was right. They came at night. 3 trucks. No headlights. No hesitation. Caleb saw them first. Figures stepping out, armed, organized. Not amateurs, Lin Yue saw them too. Her face went pale. They found me. Caleb grabbed his rifle, his voice cold again. The man he used to be, resurfacing. You stay inside. No, if they take me. They won't. He cut her off. Gunshots shattered the silence. The ranch lit up with flashes. Caleb moved like a ghost. Precise, controlled, deadly. He knew the land. They didn't. One by one, they fell back. But they weren't retreating. They were circling. Lin Yue watched from inside, heart pounding, because she knew something Caleb didn't. These weren't just smugglers. They were part of something bigger. And they don't leave loose ends. When it finally went quiet, Lin Yue stepped outside. Caleb, it's not over. He wiped blood from his sleeve. It is for tonight. She shook her head. No, you don't understand. She reached into the metal box, pulled out one final document, different from the rest. Stamped, official. Caleb took it, read it, and froze. Because the names listed weren't strangers. They were powerful, corrupt. And at the bottom, one name stood out. The man responsible for his family's death. Lin Yue whispered, "This is why they're hunting me." Caleb looked at Lin Yue, not as a stranger, but as someone standing in the same fire. You said you wanted to stop them, he said. Lin Yue nodded. I can't do it alone. Caleb loaded his rifle. You're not alone anymore. Why help me? A long pause. Because they took something from me too. By sunrise, the storm had passed. But what it left behind felt worse than the blizzard itself. The ranch, Caleb Ward's last piece of the world, was gone. Charred wood still smoldered. Smoke curled into the pale morning sky like a quiet farewell. The fences had collapsed. The barn was nothing more than blackened ribs sticking out of the snow. Everything he had built, everything he had hidden inside, reduced to ash. Caleb stood still in the wreckage, his breath slow, visible in the cold air. He didn't move toward the ruins, didn't try to salvage anything, because there was nothing left to save. Behind him, Lin Yue stepped carefully over the frozen ground, her boots crunching softly. She held her coat tighter around her, but it wasn't the cold that made her shiver. It was what this meant. They'll know you survived, she said quietly. Caleb didn't turn. They already do. Silence stretched between them, heavy, final. Lin Yue looked at the ruins again, guilt flickering across her face. I'm sorry, she whispered. If I hadn't come here. Caleb cut her off, his voice low but firm. They would have come eventually. She frowned. What do you mean? For a moment, he said nothing, just stared at the horizon, where the snow met the sky. Then, I wasn't hiding from the world, he said. I was waiting. Lin Yue's eyes narrowed slightly. Waiting for what? Caleb finally turned to face her. For a reason. The words landed heavier than the silence before them. Lin Yue studied him, really studied him this time. The scars, the exhaustion buried deep in his eyes, the kind of pain that doesn't fade, only hardens. You found it? She asked softly. Caleb looked down at the folded document still clenched in his hand, the one she had given him the night before. The list. The names. The truth. I think it found me. A gust of wind swept through the wreckage, carrying ash into the air like ghosts finally set free. Lin Yue stepped closer. You don't have to do this, she said. This isn't your fight. Caleb let out a quiet breath. It became my fight the moment I saw that name. Her expression tightened. You could walk away, she insisted. Disappear again. Start over somewhere else. Caleb gave a faint, almost bitter smile. Start over? He repeated. He glanced back at the ruins of his ranch. I already did that once. His voice wasn't angry. It was tired. And look how that turned out. Lin Yue didn't respond. Because she understood. Some things don't let you start over. Some things follow you. Always. Caleb stepped past her, heading toward the remains of the barn. Half of it had collapsed, but a small section still stood. He disappeared inside for a moment. Lin Yue waited. The wind picked up again, tugging at her hair, whispering through the broken wood. When Caleb returned, he wasn't empty-handed. A worn leather bag hung over his shoulder, and in his hands, a long, weathered rifle. Not the one from last night. This one was older, heavier, personal. Lin Yue's eyes widened slightly. You kept that? Caleb checked the chamber with practiced ease. I keep what matters. There was something different about him now. Not just anger. Not just grief. Focus. Sharp, controlled, unshakable. Lin Yu hesitated. If we do this, she said slowly, there's no going back. Look, Caleb met her gaze. There was never a way back. That was the truth. For both of them. She swallowed hard, then nodded. Then we do it right. Caleb adjusted the strap of the bag on his shoulder. We do it smart. For a moment, neither of them moved. Two strangers brought together by chance. Or maybe not chance at all. Then Lin Yue reached into her coat and pulled out the metal box, the one that had started everything. She opened it, revealing the passports, the documents, the lies, and the truth hidden inside them. This is everything I have, she said. Roots, names, locations, enough to expose them, or get us killed. Caleb looked at it briefly, then back at her. Then we make sure it's the first one. A faint, almost invisible smile touched her lips. Not hopeful, but determined. She closed the box. Where do we start? Caleb turned toward the distant mountains, their peaks glowing faintly under the rising sun. They think they burned my life down, he said. His voice was calm. Too calm. But all they did? He slung the rifle over his shoulder. Was take away everything I had to lose. Lin Yue followed his gaze. And for the first time since she had fled, she didn't feel like prey. She felt something else. Something dangerous. Then let them come, she said quietly. Caleb started walking. Not toward town, not toward safety, but toward something far more dangerous. Lin Yu fell into step beside him. Behind them, the ranch stood in silence. Burned. Forgotten. Like it had never existed. Ahead of them, a different kind of storm waited. Not made of snow or wind, but of secrets, power, and people who believed they were untouchable. They were wrong, because this time, the hunted had stopped running. And somewhere, far beyond the mountains, men who thought they controlled everything were about to learn something they had long forgotten. Fear. Caleb Ward and Lin Yu walked into the rising light, not as survivors, not as victims, but as something far more dangerous. The beginning of the end. Fade to black.